Hello class, this is the invisible tutor again. Now this is only going to be a very short snippet of a talk before we go on to discuss St David further and Geoffrey of Monmouth and look at Nikolai Gogol and various other things. I just want to tell you, while the information is still in my possession, that Swinburne was sponsored. The woman who I took, the elderly woman, or the older woman who I talked of before, who sponsored Swinburne, was called Lady Pauline Trevelyan, or Pauline Lady Trevelyan. I think it was Lady Pauline Trevelyan, although on Wikipedia it calls her Pauline Lady Trevelyan. And she, hang on, where's my notes? She hailed from Hawkton in Suffolk, perhaps. She was born on the 13th of May 1966. Well, that can't be right, can it? Neuchâtel, Switzerland. Now, there may be a place called Suffolk in Switzerland. I mean, this is the other thing about things not being quite certain. There are twins of different named towns and villages all across the world, and there may be a psychic connection between those twinnings that are going on, as well as a metaphysical connection. But anyway, the information I had said that she was an English painter noted for single-handedly making Wallington Hall in Northumberland a centre of high Victorian cultural life. Okay, and that she sponsored members of the pre-Raphaelite movement or Brotherhood, including John Ruskin and Swinburne. The other thing that may be confusing to some people is how the boundaries are changing or have been changing in England. So that, I mean, not so long ago, I thought that the River Severn was mostly to do with Wales, and then I found out it was to do with, it's confusing. There seems to be shifting around of the landscape almost. Maybe because people are making so many boundary changes all the time. And I don't know the reasons for doing that. What the reasons for doing that are. It may be that there are economics to do with it, or politics. I'm not sure just now, but it is perhaps causing us a little bit too much confusion. Now, so Pauline Lady Trevelyan sponsored Swinburne. Lady Gregory sponsored Yeats. Now, Lady Gregory, although Yeats did write about Bloody Sunday, he was actually sponsored by an Englishwoman in a way. It is claimed that Lady Gregory was English. I don't know whether that's true or not. That's certainly what I was led to believe a long time ago. Now, talking about that, I just want to go on to, the fact that Marx was sponsored by Engels, apparently. And, I do think that that's a point that is often overlooked and is perhaps to some extent true. I don't know why Engels sponsored Marx. I'm glad he did, but yes, that is obviously going to make up, hopefully, part of our future conversations. Going back to W.B. Yeats, I met, I was acquainted with a professor at Hull University who was an economics professor who said that at Hull University, or in his thinking, Yeats was studied for his economic policies. Right, I will just go back to now Lady Feversham. Now, Lady Feversham was also perhaps a sponsor to do with Yorkshire. She used to have some land. I know there's a Feversham down in Kent as well, but there was a Lady Feversham and a Feversham Hall in Yorkshire. And I believe she might have sponsored people as well. I want to go on to mention art museums in America, which I have heard are sponsored by women, some of them, or have been. And I want to also mention the Queen. The Queen may herself sponsor people. We know that we do care about her in England and the UK. Well, I certainly do. I also care about King Charles. I've heard he's not very well at the moment, and I do hope he makes a full recovery.